Hi, my name is Danilo Padilla, and this is my presentation on what we learned in their class this year, which discussed curanderismo, which is Mexican traditional healing methods, which is an alternative to Western medicine. One of the first thing we kind of focused on, maybe the main thing we focused on, was the three levels of healing in curanderismo. Um, all three are important and all play a crucial role. However, I found that for me, one of them stood out and resonated more with me. But the first level of healing is material, which focuses on the physical body and the pains and diseases that affect the body. I think I found that how to determine this is the use of candles, plants, things like that to help heal the body. The next is a spiritual level, which the spiritual and the mental level are pretty tied together and almost hard to determine which one is which. But the spiritual focuses on how the soul and the spirit affects the body in a positive way, and the mental side focuses on how someone's psychological issues or mental state can affect the person's health in a positive or a negative way. As stated previously, the material level of curanderismo focuses on how physical things can improve the health of a patient. For instance, we see this with curanderos and curanderas using plants, candles, and oils, incense to help heal somebody physically. I believe that we were probably exposed to this level of curanderismo more than others in the class, and we were exposed to this because not only through learning it in the book, but then also watching the videos. A lot of the times, the videos that we were watching of the actual healings or the actual treatments and the healings were of plants, candles, oils, all being put on a person or being consumed by a person, and it really helped heal them. The next level is the spiritual level, and like I said previously, the spiritual and the level and the mental level are pretty tied together, hard to differentiate. But the spiritual level, basically, curanderos and curanderas serve as a medium between the patient and their lost or broken spirit. Patients with mal de ojo, susto, caída de muera, empacho, bilis are all treated at the spiritual level. I think that it's also important to note that it's not only trying to fix a broken spirit or fix a lost spirit, it's also trying to maintain that spirit. Just like somebody goes to the gym to maintain their physical health, somebody would need to stay in touch with their spirit and keep that spirit healthy in order to stay healthy. The next is the mental level, and like I said previously, it's pretty similar to the spiritual level, and I found this to be the most valuable of the three levels for me, maybe the most effective for me. Is often I find that if I'm not in the right place, or if I think that I'm going to get sick, or I'm just not focused and locked in, then I feel worse and I don't feel complete and I don't feel ready to go. Whether that be going to work every day or working out or things like that, I find that the mental level is the most practical for me to use. And basically it's saying that if you're not finding a way to work, or if your mentality is not in the right place, you're not going to feel right. The next kind of big umbrella topic that we discussed were the big three. The big three are three curanderos and curanderas, which helped influence curanderismo in the United States. The first of these is Teresita Urrea. She was around in the late 19th century, and she is known as a folk saint of curanderismo, which basically means regionally she's treated as a saint and seen as a saint, yet the church does not recognize her as being a saint. She was born in Mexico, but she was exiled because of her practices and eventually made her way to El Paso, where she healed over 200 patients a day, which is pretty remarkable given the time period. Like, modern hospitals don't even really do that much. But nonetheless, what Teresita is really known for is she helped bring Mexican traditional healing practices from Mexico to the United States, and she helped change the way Americans viewed these practices. Next is Don Pedrito Jaramillo, who is known as the healer of Los Olmos, named for his work. He's named that because of his work outside of Falfurrias, Texas, which the area is known as Los Olmos. And he used simple remedies such as water and baths to heal people, and this really helped the community that he served because it was a poor community and an underserved community, and they didn't have access to a lot of plants or medicines that maybe help normal people at the time. So his use of water and bath were easily accessible for his patients, and it made it easier for them. Um, sorry. Uh, Don Pedrito also played a vital role in bringing traditional medicine to the United States. Uh, El Niño Fidencio, known to be innocent and childlike, that's why he has the name El Niño. He did this. He was known to not think that people were sick and thought that they were in the right mind. So I guess kind of I resonate with him a lot because again I kind of resonated with that whole mental level of curanderismo. But his kind of teachings created a group of followers called Fidencistas who followed his methods and healed thousands. In conclusion, this class has taught me the three levels of curanderismo: material, spiritual, and physical. And like I said, all three have are very important and are very useful. So some curanderos and curanderas prefer some ways and some prefer others. But for me, the mental level, it says material there, but I'm supposed to say mental, resonated the most with me. And this class has also taught me that the big three, Teresita, Don Pedrito, and El Niño Fidencio, changed how Americans viewed and treated Mexican medicines. Thank you.